Yep.
Size of that fish, Doug. Keep it in the water.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Please don't forget to support the Freedman Adventurers family members who make this all possible, like the taxman, Tim Marquez, and your garage door man, Joe Welker, who does a great job and gets rave reviews here at Freedman Adventures. Heating and or air conditioning needs, it's our dear friend, John Lopez, and also the Island Spirit, Ventura Sport Fishing. You can't beat it. Chris Isaac and the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org.
Get out of bed and wake up the kids, 'cause you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Fishing reports up and down the coast. Your Phil Friedman, your coffee-loving host. So much fishing intel, it feels like cheating when you tune into the morning briefing. Inshore, offshore, from the surf, bluefin, yellowtail, pod, surf, perch. They'll tell you where the fish are and what they're eating when you tune into the morning briefing. So give it a like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of all the fishing content coming your way. Freedman Adventures is here to make your fishing day. It's a morning briefing. Morning briefing.
Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. It is Saturday morning, one more day of the Orange County Fair. Thank the Lord above. Man, it's been a lot of fun, but it has definitely been a sleep deprivation experiment. Man, I am surrounded by surf fishermen. Look at all these guys right down here. And then I look over here, and these guys are normally not here in Surfside, California, unless the little fishies are biting. I'll be keeping my eyes on them during today's report. Man, what a night on the Pacific Voyager. We're going to check in with Max Nui. 15 bluefin, over 100 pounds, and a lot more to cover with you as that bluefin tuna bite is back on again. The weather has come around. There's no more wind offshore. It's absolutely beautiful. Lots of lings on the Island Spirit, and the Coronado Islands continue to produce both yellowtail and bluefin tuna. We're going to cover Mexico. We'll go up to San Francisco. We'll have it all for you because you know what time it is. It's time for the Saturday morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh my God. Is that good or what? And is it great to be with you all? Thank you so much for joining us. Hit that like button, share these videos everywhere. Make sure you subscribe to the Freedman Adventures YouTube channel and tick that rotten, filthy, disgusting little bell, and you'll be notified when there's new content. Whoa, this water feels warm. It felt warm yesterday. It feels even more warm. And just look at that for surf fishing. Perfect conditions. My goodness, this is really looking good. And a lot of guys here enjoying this here this morning. You see more anglers down this way. Man, there's a lot of surf fishermen here today. I'm hoping for some spot fin croaker, yellowfin croaker, and so much more. Don't forget, you can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Great to be with you all. Let's start at Cedros Island. Many anglers flying in there catching some yellowtail. It's been down on the yellowtail catches this year overall, but we've added to it halibut, white sea bass, awesome calico bass fishing. We move you up to the San Quintin area, and there continues to be a mix of fish down there. Good yellowtail fishing. There's an occasional white sea bass also being taken down that way. We've got, of course, sheephead and whitefish and rockfish. All you want there, and some nice halibut also being taken offshore. We'll talk about that when we get into the bluefin tuna thing. But offshore, there's been a few more Dorado. Our friend Jeff Lingle has seen Dorado and caught some down that way. There's smaller yellowfin tuna, and there's some good bluefin tuna action for Jeff down in that neck of the woods. He's currently on the beach trying to catch a white sea bass. Fingers crossed that Jeff's able to come up with a nice catch. We'll watch that for you very closely. On the long-range scene, we've seen spectacular yellowtail action for the Independents, the Royal Polaris, all the guys down there on that 18 to 25 pound yellowtail. It's been phenomenal jig fishing and a lot of fun. Yellowfin tuna in the 40 to 80 pound class have been prevalent also. And yesterday, as it's almost like a light rainfall, it's August. It is really weird weather this year. La Nina definitely taking hold here in Southern California. And on the Independence yesterday at the rocks, they had not a lot of wahoo, but the ones they caught were beautiful, big who, great quality on the who for the Independence. Let's switch over and talk bluefin tuna because the light switch is on. There's a few slow trips, but overall, it's really good fishing. Look at the tribute. They had 42 daytime bluefin tuna, 25 pound, 30 pound fluorocarbon. Unless you start to see the really big fish, they range from 8 to 40 pounds. A lot of that daylight fish, but you'll get them over 100 from time to time. They had 42. They had 28 yellowtail to go along with it. They were in a night bite last night and doing well. A dozen early fish. Not sure how they finished up, but they were on a ripper. The Pacific Voyager. Max Newey. Max checking in several times last night, and every single time he came back, it was more bluefin and more bluefin. And the quality on the Pacific Voyager, magnificent. Last time I talked to Max, around a 50 hit on the bluefin tuna, 50 on deck, and those fish were in the 80 to 160 pound class. 15 of those fish up over 100 pounds. Magnificent bluefin tuna fishing. How can it get any better than that, I ask you? And some of these anglers are waving at me, and maybe we got a fish going here. Let's go down here and see what's going on. We'll go check it out. Oh, it doesn't look like he's got a fish, but once again, he's giving it his best. I know who that is. Really good to see him down here. Nobody cast as far as that man right there. So really great stuff going on. He's an outstanding fisherman. Man, there's a lot of guys here this morning. So really great bluefin tuna fishing. You do need a mix of tackle at night. I like 80 pound spectra. You get down faster. Those HD jigs from West Coast Jiggers have been very, very effective. And of course, the Eddy Bomb, still super effective on these bites. You can hardly beat that. Now, the Polaris Supreme limits a bluefin tuna on a 3-day trip. How on earth can you beat that? We'll go over and say hi to that angler in one more moment. Also, we heard from the Tomahawk, 28 anglers, day and a half trip, 42 on the bluefin tuna. 171 miles south. Jeff Lingle ran all the way down there, and he said, man, the quality of the fish we are finding here, magnificent. We're seeing some really beautiful fish, and you got to love that. I certainly do. He had a 130 pounder, 145 pounder, the vast majority in the 50 to 80 pound class. Really good hit for Jeff, and he's in on the beach right now fishing for white sea bass. Jeff likes to join in our live chat when these shows premiere, the morning briefing, that is, when they first come on. Everybody gets in the live chat. You should join us. It's really a lot of fun. I know you're going to love that. So really good signal on our bluefin tuna. I don't know how you can beat it. Keep your eyes on this bite because I think it's going to get better. Off the full moon, no wind. Should be another great day today. Should be a big night tonight. Loving what we are seeing. Coronado Islands, a mix of both bluefin tuna and also yellowtail. We have seen outstanding fishing at the Coronado Islands. Seem to have backed off just a touch yesterday, but it's still really, really good fishing. The San Diego, 17 yellowtail and a bluefin tuna. The Dolphin, 30 yellowtail as they were fishing the islands yesterday. It's definitely a situation where you have to be prepared for a variety of scenarios. There's a lot of yo-yo iron fish right now, so bring your yo-yo iron. Don't fish the iron with anything less than 50 pounds. You can fish 40. I prefer 50. You want to fish 60. You're not going to break my heart. I like heavy string on the iron, man. You own those fish when you fish that heavier string. There is no doubt about that, so keep that in mind. And also, we continue to see some really good hits on the bluefin tuna. There's a lot of BFT wandering around there, so you're definitely going to want to have fluorocarbon. You're probably going to have to drop that down to 25 pound and fish that lighter line. And for sure, you're going to want to choose a really good hot bait. Bring some circle hooks, some 6-ounce torpedo sinkers, and you should be in really good shape. Bluefin and yellowtail at the Coronado Islands. It's been phenomenal, and I don't mention it enough. There's plenty of bottom fish. You want to load up on the taco meat. You're certainly able to do that. Keep that in mind. I should mention full day trips out of San Diego. Those are trips that leave in the morning, come back that evening, are fishing the Coronado Islands. You do need a passport. The Mission Bell had some signal on bluefin and kelp patty yellowtail a couple days ago. They went out, looked around, worked hard at it, scoured. Love that, man. We need that kind of intel. They had a down day yesterday. They'll be back at the islands, or are at the islands here this morning. Carlos Cortez out of Popola is already catching yellowtail this morning. We love seeing that. Really great stuff going on. Let's bring you up here to some of the other islands like San Clemente Island, where the Thunderbird has had some outstanding fishing. No doubt about it. He had 7 yellowtail, but just full speed on the big calico bass. Jeff Markland on board the Thunderbird. The captain said, this is some of the best big bass fishing I've ever seen. Not ever seen, I shouldn't say that. A little hyperbolic there. But for the past several years, it's the best bass fishing he has seen. That is great stuff. Catalina Island, the Patriot out there. He went 2 for 6 on the yellowtail, had a halibut, and of course you got some bass, a barracuda, and all that other stuff mixed in with it. The El Patron out of Long Beach sport fishing coming up with a nice hit also on the calico bass yesterday. You get a limit of calico bass on the El Patron if you're fishing 12, 15-pound fluorocarbon, choosing a good hot bait. That is a given right now. And they had a ton of whitefish to go along with that. Nothing wrong with that kind of a hit there at Catalina. I'll remind you all, www.longbeachsportfishing.org. You can join the guys on the El Patron and make a catch of a lifetime out there. Have a lot of fun because you got Mark Sonata, Chris Isaac at the helm of the boat, and you got Mad Dog on deck. Man, it's a lot of fun with Axel in the galley. You're going to have a lot of fun. Up there in the Channel Islands, good morning. Up there in the Channel Islands, we continue to see good fishing on the rockfish. The exotics have been a little bit hard to come by the last couple of days. We've had a lot of wind up there in that neck of the woods, with the Island Spirit catching copious amounts. There you go, Greg. Copious amounts of lingcod. Nice hit on the lings yesterday. The Mirage yesterday. They ended up with 5 halibut up there in that area. Nothing wrong with that. 4 halibut, correction. And the gray light in the history of sport fishing. Has there ever been a score registered like the gray light yesterday with triggerfish, bluefin tuna, and yellowtail all on the same boat on the very same day? I don't think so. They had 4 bluefin out of Cisco's, 2 yellowtail, and a triggerfish. That's pretty crazy stuff, if you ask me. We keep going up to Avila Beach and to Morro Bay, and we have been seeing some outstanding fishing going on there with regard to rockfish. That's been great. Up a little bit further to Monterey, tons of links. Great rock fishing going on there. And we've seen some bluefin tuna continuing out there out of San Francisco. You know, we've got halibut, we've got great striped bass fishing, rockfish offshore, and bluefin tuna. It is a reality up there in San Francisco. Love what we are seeing there. Really good stuff indeed. Let's talk our local situation. Now I'm talking 1/2 and 3/4 day boats down there on the Premier in San Diego. Good bass fishing, mixed sand and calico bass yesterday. There's some yellows running around. The new Seaforth has had good bass fishing, and they've also had a few yellowtail from time to time. That stuff is definitely around, and high hopes we're going to see some of that caught here very, very soon. We've also seen some outstanding fishing going on up there in that neck of the woods, or I should say down there in San Diego with regard to rockfish. If you have to fall back on that, you can do that. Really good bass fishing there around Dana Wharf. A lot of shorts, but a lot of action. Can't get much better than it's been. The Western Pride's been catching good sand bass on a regular basis, and also we continue to see some really outstanding fishing going on here in the LA Orange County area. Our sand bass fishing has not been as good as it once was. Probably the best place right now is Marina del Rey sport fishing. That's been some pretty good sand bass fishing, no doubt about it. Let me come over here and say hello to my friend. Buenos dias. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, bien.
Gusto verte demasiado tiempo. ¿Cómo está la pesca hoy?
Más o menos.
¿Qué tienes?
Un cola amarilla, pero lo liberé.
Ah, ok, muy bien. Qué bueno.
Y nada más, unos ataques leves, pero...
Sí. Muy bien, bueno. Tú
Mucho
estás
gusto
en mi
verlo.
show.
Saludos.
¿Cuándo vamos a pescar juntos otra vez?
Cuando guste.
Yo voy a poner un evento muy pronto. Estoy trabajando en la feria, entonces 18 horas al día. Yo estoy muerto, pero gusto
Sí.
verte.
No, igualmente, mucho gusto.
Gracias.
Órale.
Nos vemos.
Cuídese, don Julio.
Okay, cuídate. All right. Great anglers down here. Look at these guys, man. I love these guys down here hitting the surf and doing their very, very best to come up with a catch. So, again, up there in Marina del Rey, we've seen some really good sand bass fishing going on up there in that neck of the woods. It's been pretty darn good up in the Channel Islands at times. Also, we've seen some really excellent fishing going on up there on, calico bass, sand bass, a little bit of barracuda, that kind of stuff. Some of the twilight trips still producing. And our dear friend, Nick Ramirez. Nick is, of course, on board with the Spitfire here this morning. I got to go back to the El Dorado because I heard from my friend Mark Mangears. Mark is such a great person. Mark, thank you so much for checking in with a great update from the El Dorado, fishing San Nicolas Island. Man, let me tell you, guys had a hard time hanging on the way out in their bunks. It was a roller coaster ride, definitely an e-ticket ride, a reference back to Disneyland about 100 years ago, in case you're missing the e-ticket reference. But man, I tell you, Mark said it was something else. Mark invited a friend of his from Las Vegas. The guy's like 85 years old. I only mention that because when you get up to that age in that rough weather, it can be a little bit difficult. But that angler did a great job. And more importantly, Mark pointed out that the crew on the El Dorado did a fantastic job catering to him and everybody else. Even in that rough weather, they had a great trip on the El Dorado with a couple of yellowtail, a couple of halibut, 5 white sea bass. Mark Mangears with his very first white sea bass. We love that. Way to go, Mark. What an outstanding catch and great going on that trip. And man, kudos to the crew on the El Dorado because Mark wanted to make it known how great you guys truly are and what a great job you all did. So nice hit there on board the El Dorado at San Nicolas Island. Good morning, my friends. How are you? All right, more great people here beachcombing, surf fishing, enjoying the great outdoors. There is nothing like doing that. In the Southern California surf, man, we got a ton of people down here. Hopefully, things are going to come together here very, very soon. I haven't seen one fish caught, however, and I'm watching about 8 guys here, although I've not been paying too much attention to those guys down there. I have been paying attention to big fish bait and tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California, right there on the corner of Pacific Coast Highway and Seal Beach. Man, you gotta love what's going on. It is an outstanding place to not only pick up everything you'll need for your next surf fishing adventure, but for bluefin and white sea bass and yellowtail and everything in between. Great shop, great store. High hopes you can visit them really soon because they give away a free custom rod every single month. Big fish, bait, and tackle. All right, that angler, in case you don't speak Spanish, had one yellowfin croaker here today. He let it go. He said he's had a few bites here and there. We've seen some decent yellowfin croaker fishing down around the tower there. We've seen pretty good fishing going on in that neck of the woods with a little bit of corvina. This water seems as warm as it's been all year long to me. So there's got to be some corvina. And throwing a lucky craft or a chrome crocodile 3/4 ounce out in this kind of condition, sure to bring you some strikes and action. I'm pretty sure about that. Up there in Redondo, we see some pretty darn good corvina fishing, both at the Topaz Rock Jetty down there between the Manhattan Hermosa Beach piers, and even up there at El Porto, same thing, down around the Huntington Beach pier. All right, what can I tell you? It's a glorious Saturday morning, and there's one day left in the fair. I have almost made it. Not yet. Still have another day, 2 days. Nah, you know, I play a mind game. When I get to Saturday, I say only one more day left tomorrow. And it's been fun. It's been really great meeting so many people who've come by the OC Fair to the little beer stand I've been hanging out at. Is this my final year? Right now, I would say yes, but you know, you give it a couple of weeks and it really is a lot of fun. And I get to meet so many great people. I might be back for another year. We'll have to see. All right, we'll be watching it closely. September 23rd, 2-day trip. Freeman Adventures out of Seaforth. We have 4 openings. I haven't even started promoting it yet. If you'd like info on that, 657-227-6459. Send me a text and we'll get you caught up on that. And then we have an October 3rd, I believe it is, trip on the Amigo out of 22nd Street Landing. We have a couple spots open on that, and I'm going to be putting together some more trips here in the very near future. Bluefin back on the bite, big Wahoo on the Independence, Coronado Islands still going strong. We're going to be watching that and everything else. Have a great Saturday, a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you really, really soon.